Hello YouTube, Frayed Hero here showing you my witch profile. This is pretty much the Genesis witch deck profile, but this is mixed clan, I'll tell you guys right now, since there is no actual official rule for this at the moment. So here is my starting Vanguard Prey Angel. Honestly, it doesn't do much, and sometimes I wish it was a witch starting Vanguard, but its skill can be useful if you really need the soul, and the +5 is nice, but I feel like the witch archetype needs a better starter since it's for regalia. But anyway, that's not too important. It's usually a 5k booster. 12 crit is pretty much the trigger lineup with 4 heal. Because basically you plus, or should be plussing so much that you don't need draw triggers. As for the grade 1s, running 4 orange. She's basically your soul building engine for grade 1 ride, the perfect grade 1 ride. Your 10k attacker. It's just good for a rush down. 4 perfect guards. These should be strawberries, but I don't have enough to run 4 at the moment. So they're Kushinadas, but I would definitely run 4 because it comes in handy for the grade 3 skill. And then my tech, Shadow Paladin part of the engine. 2 Danas. Basically, Genesis have a weird thing where if you soul charge, you sometimes, unless the main Vanguard, you literally have nothing to soul blast. So with this, you can soul blast early game, soul charge, or if you accidentally soul charge a trigger, you can soul blast it as long as you have a witch Vanguard. So you soul blast like a trigger, so you can send it back with Legion. It's really nice to get. And then for grade 2s, 3 grape to soul charge on your ride, best ride. And then on call, you have Jasmine. She can be a 12k attacker, counterblast 1, soul charge 3. If you need soul, it's good, and plus being 12 is pretty dang good by itself. And she's the Legion mate for Fennel. And then I run 3 12k attacker chicories. Also the mate to mint. 12k attacker 0 is nice for archetype. And then 2 Deidre. Basically, she's the grade 1 Dana. And plus, she's the Legion mate for Rias. Her skill, the Soul Blast. And then both of them have the skill to take a 0, put it on their field from the drop over a rear guard. So you have field disruption too, which is pretty fun. Sometimes they don't expect it. And then the main grade 3 engine, you usually want to ride Fennel first, so you can plus when you Legion. And then when you get enough of your combo pieces or whatever, or if you feel like you're have enough advantage, you go into another grade 3. But it's basically to set you up, search your perfect guards, search your rear guards, search your other grade 3s you want to Legion with. I actually beat the X sheerly through deck out because I Legioned about like 8 or so, or probably a lot more than 8 times, and I perfect guarded the X like over 10 times in one game because I just was plussing so hard, and there's no draw triggers, so decking out was literally coming down to running out of cards when I Legion, or grade 3s. And then there's only 2 mint in here. I actually think her skill is only really good for finishing, but at the same time, it's usually after you Fennel plus, so you actually have rear guards, because there's a lot more disruptive rear guards now with BT16 out. But it's just there, and then it can build soul for you. That's why if you had a Witch Vanguard, you could soul charge 3, or like a starter. But with Prey Angel, it usually doesn't happen unless you call something behind it. And then the 2 tech Rias. I was thinking about running Fiona with this deck instead, but the only thing is Deidre is way better as a grade 2 with a useful skill, so you can actually Legion with this. But this is also good for late game when you kind of thin them of triggers, and you thin them even more with this skill since you don't counterblast too much. You get 0s on their field, and of course you're using her Legion skill to retire a witch, and then they lose 5,000 for each, so it's kind of a big late game push. Hopefully you have enough to protect yourself, and it's honestly a pretty decent card. So that's kind of why it's there. I mean, Fiona, you hit 2 for a counterblast 2, but this one only hitting 1, you're basically trading off for being able to have a better grade 2 and the ability to -5 from their Vanguard for every 0 they have. So unless you're playing against Revengers, it's a pretty solid setup. That's basically how the entirety of the deck. That's all I wanted to show you guys. See ya.